This is a Fatal 4 podcast.
And welcome to this first episode of Didn't Get All of It, Japan. We're going to take you through that forbidden door of what it is to be a fan of Japanese professional wrestling. There is another term for it, which I don't know because I am not well versed in the art of Japanese professional wrestling. I am a man on the outside looking in, but fortunately for me, I have two seasoned veterans that are going to join me on this journey into the great beyond. And joining me to my virtual left is one Cass Will.
Hey, would you like a chocolate covered pretzel?
Oh, don't do that to me. And joining me on my virtual right is one Will Housell.
Hey, would you like a pretzel covered chocolate?
What are we doing? Well, I'll tell you what we're doing. This is Didn't Get All of It Japan, and we're doing this podcast to kind of like, show our love and appreciation for the sport from, another continent in the world or whatever, other than, this plain Jane drab of WWE and AEW and everything. Give you a little spice to your life and whatnot, because I have just been enjoying a lot of the changes that has been coming to the world of Japanese professional wrestling. And I'm excited to talk about it, and especially to talk about it with you two gentlemen here.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're happy to take you on the journey with us.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Are we supposed to be getting paid for this?
Yeah, in the end.
Well, I mean, the yen is something else that we could talk about on another podcast. Didn't get all of it financials, but we're here and we're going to kind of dive into the G1 and some of the, the cross promotions that WWE is doing behind the scenes and in front of the scenes and whatnot. Some of the happenings as far as New Japan and some of their shows leading into Forbidden Door. And I had a homework assignment that we kind of went over this weekend and whatnot. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the classic Japanese pro wrestling and some of the founding companies within the sport and whatnot. So just stay with us and we'll guide you through, because we want to present the vibe here. We want to be like, hey, if you're not too familiar with Japanese professional wrestling like me, it's kind of an education for you.
Sorry, I wanted you to get your whole spiel out first before I made a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get all of it financials. What is this? The ECW roster?
Oh, yes, because they did not get paid. But, gentlemen,
Yes.
if you're listening, let's get into the G1.
All right.
So, Kaz, you had a little bit of information on the G1 for the uninitiated and everything, right? It's a yearly tournament that they do, and what you got for us?
Yep. Yeah, I just figured we'd do a little catch up for anybody who doesn't know what the G1 is or maybe hasn't watched it in a while, is wanting to get back in. It's the G1, actually called the Grade 1 tournament, decides basically the best wrestler of any given year in New Japan. It actually has a history going back to 1974 with different versions of the tournament, including a streak where Antonio Inoki, who founded New Japan, won 10 of the first 15 of them.
Shit.
Yes, he liked to put himself over. But other winners of the G1 include guys you may have heard of, such as Keiji Muto, Yuji Nagata, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kazuchika Okada, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kota Ibushi, and Tetsuya Naito. And a number of Western stars have appeared in the G1 over the years, including some older names from WWE history, like Stan Stasiak and Pedro Morales. Guys like Scott Hall, Bam Bam Bigelow, Stone Cold Steve Austin was in a G1 one time.
Didn't know that.
Rick Rude, Ric Flair, William Regal, And then some of the more recent names like Finn Balor, Carl Anderson, AJ Styles, MVP, Andrade, Shelton Benjamin, Rush, and John Moxley have all made G1 appearances over the years. And fun fact, 2 winners of early versions of the G1, Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan.
That's right, dude.
In fact, Hulk Hogan, the very first IWGP champion, technically.
Ichiban, dude.
So that worked for him, brother, huh?
It did work for him.
Word. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's a little history of the G1. I figured we also go over just quickly the rules of the G1 for the uninitiated. So a win in the G1 gets you 2 points. A draw splits your points 1 apiece, and you get 0 points for a loss, DQ, or a countout. And the tournament winners have been decided a few different ways over the years. This year's tournament has a few new wrinkles to it. This year we have 2 blocks of 18 competitors for now, along with something new that they've added, a play-in tournament with another 12 potential entrants, 2 of which will move on to join the tournament, giving us 2 full 10-man blocks. In addition, this year, the wrestler with the most points in each block moves on to the finals. The second and third place in each block face each other in a semifinal to decide the final spot in each block's final. And the winners of those 2 blocks face each other at the G1 finals showcase. And the winner receives not only a wonderful big trophy, but also a world title match at Wrestle Kingdom for the IWGP world title.
Which what Wrestle Kingdom this is going to be, like 19, 20?
This is Wrestle Kingdom.
I think 19. That sounds right. No?
Yes, it is 19.
Word. So this was the thing. You go over the point structure and everything. 2 points for winning, 1 point draw, 0 points for losing, disqualification, and other shenanigans and everything. I've been saying this for however long since I've been, watching these tournaments and everything. I think that submissions should garner a extra point. So it should be 3 points for submission, 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw.
Didn't TNA do that with their tournament?
I think they did. That sounds very familiar.
Some submissions are a little bit harder than just a regular pinfall, right?
Yeah, but I mean, then
it can throw off a lot of things. Yeah. But that would make you as a performer or athlete, train differently, train harder, train smarter, maybe, because you want to maximize your points and whatnot. But that's just a pet peeve of mine. Nothing of substance there.
So you want to see a bad luck Fale put on a submission? That's what you want.
If he was in a pinch and tried to get points, he's a big dude. He could probably do what Viscera used to do, right? The little ground
destruction.
There's many ways to get a submission going.
This is fair. There have been a lot of big guys that have used submissions before, so that's fair. Also, we'll go ahead and go over. They have announced the blocks, so I figure we'll go over the entrance in this year's G1 real quick.
And also, if you're seeing this on your feeds anywhere in the show description, we might throw these links up there in case we're going too fast for you. You don't want to rewind as much, but we'll have it there so you can kind of put eyeballs on this.
We should also give a little background who's who when we get to each person.
Yeah.
I'll throw them out and you guys do that. For the A block, we have Tetsuya Naito,
leader of Los Ingobernables de Japón. He won last year's G1.
Mm-hmm.
He's won 2 now? He's the current IWGP heavyweight champion.
He is not.
Oh, sorry.
Not as of this recording. He is.
Oh, cut that. He is.
I like that show.
He's the number 1 contender for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, going through Forbidden Door.
Yeah, we'll talk about more about that in just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Next we have Shota Umino.
That's John Moxley's son.
Yes, John Moxley's young boy.
Yeah, so that was I would like to credit Mox for the current change in some of the Young Lion things and whatnot, because when he started making his way into New Japan and everything, he just took Shota under his wing and just it kind of created a ripple effect because we would see that with Zack Sabre Jr. and Fujita and everything. And then you see like the success that Oleg is getting because of stuff like that and all kinds of junk. So I kind of appreciate it.
Sadly, you missed great examples of that when the Bullet Club had Cody Hall.
Oh, yeah, tall Gabe Kidd.
Yeah.
That's offensive to Gabe Kidd.
Yeah. But we won't get too far down that rabbit hole.
No.
Anyway, who else you got?
Next up in A Block is Shingo Takagi.
Yes, who is currently in the Owen tournament for AEW.
Also, member Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Mm-hmm.
He's won every title, right?
Except for the new ones, yeah, I believe.
Yeah, except for the newer ones, he's the Grand Slammer,
and in a very short time too.
Yeah, mostly known for his Dragon Gate stuff before this.
Mm-hmm. There's another promotion that you would all have to put eyeballs on as well.
Oh, you'd go monkey bananas for it.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my God.
We'll move on to next is Sonata,
a former member of Los Ingobernables de Japón, now the leader of just 5 guys.
Do they even have 5 guys currently?
Sonata, Taichi, Duki,
Taka,
and yeah, 5.
Yeah, they have 5. Right.
I forgot Yuya was in there.
And then we have the Great Okan,
member of the United Empire. Do they have a leader right now?
Technically TJP, but
okay, I don't give a fuck then.
A lot of umbrage with TJP.
Indeed.
Great Okan, but no indictment on Great Okan. He's real cool. He's like a Chinese spirit monster man. Mm-hmm. He's also a big old hero to Japanese women and a pervert. So take that for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
It takes all types. Next, we have Zack Sabre Jr. in the A Block.
Semifinalist of the Cruiserweight Classic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now, personally, I mean, I know we're going to talk about our picks and everything. I kind of think this is your boy's time. But that's just my opinion.
You would think so, but we say that every year.
True.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think we say that in a while. Every tournament.
He's become the Ishii.
Oh.
Also in A Block, we have Gabe Kidd,
War Dog Bullet Club member. Does he have one of the tag titles? What title does he have?
No, he's currently the New Japan Strong champion.
Oh, yes, he killed Eddie Kingston. Yes,
and he also had a match with Kaito Kiyomiya not too long ago, right?
Indeed, yeah, just a couple weeks ago for the GHC heavyweight title.
There was Noah had a really funny tweet where they announced that they're selling replicas and they tagged Gabe Kidd in it.
Didn't see that.
No, yes, it was very funny. Speaking of Noah, representing Pro Wrestling Noah in the A Block, Jake Lee. That's unfair.
Listen,
pretty rude. He has a top hat, sir.
Yes, he's very cool. He has a top hat now.
Who doesn't love a top hat?
He's friends with House of Torture. Very cool.
Don't like that. But speaking of House of Torture,
rounding out A Block is Evil.
Yes, his name's legally just Evil.
Mm-hmm.
May or may not be married to Io Shirai. Io Sky, whatever her name is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had no clue. It takes all types, right?
Leader of House of Torture, right? Is he the leader? Yeah, he's the leader.
Yes. Yeah. He's like the figurehead of House of Torture, which is a subsect of Bullet Club.
Do they even count anymore?
They don't have their own official profile, so
who knows?
I don't think. Or do they? Let me look. Continue.
Yeah. Well, you look at that. We'll talk the A Block play-in participants. These guys are going to have matches to decide who gets the final spot in the A Block. First off is Tomohiro Ishii.
He's been seen on AEW a bunch. He's the Stone Pitbull. I guess the de facto leader of Chaos in a way, just by virtue of
him still being there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Along with him in the tournament is his Chaos brethren, Yoshihashi.
Tacos.
And we love Tacos.
Longtime tag partner of Hiroki Goto, part of Bishamon. And that's all they ever do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but probably one of the most improved wrestlers the last couple of years, in my opinion.
His gimmick is he's the monkey man. He carries around the stick.
Yeah,
if he gets in that
the
Shingo
Monkey
match,
King?
will be interesting.
Yeah.
Also in the play-in is Callum Newman.
Young boy.
Yeah.
He runs the ropes very fast.
Very fast.
Yeah, that's his whole gimmick.
I mean, that's it, Braun Strowman. Braun Breaker.
Not
Too
as
many
dark.
people with similar names. Yeah. He got brought in on the tail end of Will Ospreay's exit, right?
Yes.
I think it was the thing that Will Ospreay handpicked him to bring him in and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. And he's had a number of pretty high-profile singles matches lately too, which I think bode interesting for this tournament.
From what I've seen of him, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Also in the play-in is Kenta,
formerly Hideo Itami, member of the Bullet Club.
Is he though, or is that House of Torture? Because like I said, New Japan has restructured their website.
He's Bullet Club proper. He's Bullet Club proper. Not even War Dogs. He's just Bullet Club.
Yeah, because they've restructured their website now as poop. So like I can't find like the stable houses anymore or profiles.
Kenta hasn't had a good match in maybe like a decade, so take that for what it's worth.
Like for real, he has not been the same since the shoulder injury.
I felt like he had one good one. I felt like that
in 205. I liked his 205 live stuff against like Murphy.
I like the time that he slapped the shit out of somebody in the last year's G1 or the Cup match or whatever.
Yeah, but that covers it. Also, another Bullet Club proper member, Chase Owens,
Kaz's favorite member of the Bullet Club.
Listen,
yeah, it is. It's yours. You said
just because I own a shirt does not mean I approve.
The crown jewel, much like Saudi Arabia, the crown jewel of professional wrestling.
Listen, if Chase Owens would like to pay me to promote that, then we can talk.
You know what? The first time they did the WrestleMania in Dallas here, I forget what year that is. I went to some NWA show. And that was before. That was like when it was doing like NWA affiliate
Wild
shows
Side.
and whatnot. Yeah, just some wild shit. It was just a whole bunch of different people from different branches of the NWA promotions all over the states. They came to Dallas and they did like this show, and I went to it because one of the guys that helped train me when I was doing pro wrestling training, he was on the card. So
Sergeant Slaughter?
No. It's just
Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker.
But he was on the card, so I went to that show, and Chase Owens was there, and he had a merch table set up.
Oh no!
He had like his Bullet Club stuff out there, and I did not believe for a long ass time that this dude was a part of Bullet Club. And I was like, "You are a fucking fraud!" Just like some indie
Stolen
goon.
Valor, Valor Bullet Club.
Yeah, just some indie goon doing some stupid shit or whatever. So
I'm
I
shocked
was like,
no one's ever done that.
What, Stolen Valor Bullet Club?
Yeah.
Oh, there 100% has been.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that.
I guess that's what BCOG was.
I mean, it's not like your boy from GCW, Jimmy Lloyd, running around with the Hurt Business shirt on.
Well, no, he's an official member.
Because he got hurt in the business?
No, the story is, if I remember the story, it was at one of the Manias, and he was wearing a GCW shirt, and they told him, no, you can't wear that on screen. So they gave him the Hurt Business shirt.
Yes, I remember this.
Do you think that's the branch between Nick Khan and Brett Lauderdale?
It makes as much sense as anything else.
All right, we're getting off track. We got to go back.
Yes, and we have the final entrant in the A block play-in, Yujiro Takahashi, the Tokyo Pimp.
The Tokyo Pimp, the first American member of the, I guess non-white member of the Bullet Club.
Well, not even that. It's just non-foreign member. Because I mean, Thomas.
Oh, true, yes.
Yeah, until Kenta, he was the only Japanese member of Bullet Club.
Wasn't Ishimori before Kenta?
Oh, that's a good question. Was he? I think he was. Yeah, I think you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
And Captain New Japan. Captain fucking New Japan.
Oh, we miss Captain New Japan.
Do we though?
I do.
Yeah, it was fun. Onto the B block.
King of tax evasion.
That does not shock me at all. Onto B block in the G1. We start off with El Phantasmo,
former member of Guerrillas of Destiny, who all have left him to join the SmackDown brand.
Mm-hmm. Supposedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Allegedly.
If you've seen him in AEW, he once twisted Sting's nipples.
Yeah. Also, people call him Discount Logan Paul.
I can see that. Yeah, that hurts.
Well, too bad Logan Paul's a better wrestler. So,
I'm mad that you might be right.
I guess.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, also,
we won't go down that hole.
Yeah, less Logan Paul talk on here.
Now it's about a hole we want to go down.
Yes, the Hiroki Goto hole.
Yes. How many G1s did he? Has he won a G1 before? Yeah, he's won a G1, right? Or is
no, he's a New Japan Cup guy.
Oh yeah, he's the Cup guy. Yes, he's the guy who wins the Cup every time, and then when he faces Okada, he's like, "Oh no, I can't do it." So he bitched out and joined Chaos.
So, question.
Yes.
Are there any similarities to the New Japan Cup and the G1? Like, is it structured the same? Or?
No, so the New Japan Cup is single elimination.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually a bigger bracket too, so you get all the young boys. You can probably get some juniors in there at single elimination, and they immediately challenge for the title. Unlike the G1, you have to wait till Wrestle Kingdom, unless you lose your title defense, which can be defended.
Yes. So your title is pretty much a title,
in a sense.
It's actually become
a briefcase.
A briefcase thing now too, like everything else.
Word.
Yeah. Next up in B block, B Rob's favorite, Yoda Tsuji.
Yep. I love that guy. I wish he would win, but hey.
I mean, if we're doing this young guy push, he'd be the ideal candidate.
Mm-hmm. But this would also be like his second time getting a world title shot too.
Also, remember Los Ingobernables, by the way, for those who don't.
Yes. By force.
Yes. He's just like, hey guys, I'm here.
Yeah, he showed up, did some shit, was like, I'm in this group now.
Teton had to go through a whole tour trying to convince Naito to let him in.
Yeah, for real. And he just showed up, beat some people up, and was like, I'm in this bitch.
I mean, it shows you if you got the confidence, you can do whatever you want.
I was gonna say, would you question that?
Also, he challenged then IWGP World Champion Tetsuya Naito, and he was like, "Hey, I take this belt from you. I'm splitting it back into 2 titles again because that one is trash."
And God, do we wish that would have happened? But I digress.
Fuck you, Kota Ibushi.
Next in B block is another young guy in the tournament, Yuya Uemura,
former tag partner of Joe Hendry. Thank you. Member of Just Five Guys.
That was like a cool pickup, I think, on their part or whatever, because you got a lot of established veterans in the 5 guys, and then bring in that young guy, I think was good.
Yeah.
Next we have Jeff Cobb, the current TV champion.
Lucha Underground legend.
Yeah.
Matanza
Cuerto.
Now, this dude here, I would not be upset if he won this tournament either. I mean, there's a lot of people that I would like to win this thing, but like Jeff Cobb, I mean, to me, if they can lock him down in some kind of deal, I'm all for it.
My favorite Jeff Cobb memory in New Japan was when he teamed with Mike Elgin, and Mike Elgin backstage called him Stinky, and then Ray Rowe and Hanson went on camera and said, "Fuck Mike Elgin."
I knew that's exactly where you were going.
That's amazing.
Yeah. There are eras of New Japan in which the backstage stuff is more interesting than the stuff on screen.
Shut up, Big Mike. G1 legend, Big Mike.
Oh, let's not shut up, Big Mike.
No,
I'd rather not shut up Big Mike whatsoever. Next up, one of my personal favorites, and I think maybe the most improved wrestler in this entire tournament over the last couple of years, Hinare.
Another member of the United Kingdom.
Yes, and this is like his third iteration, and I think this is the best version of him so far.
He's definitely found himself. He's definitely found his niche. I want to die, and I want to kill everyone with me.
Yeah, everybody dies, including me. Yeah, he has definitely improved, to Kaz's point, man. And it's just like to see him go up for that never open weight title and get that wild shit.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have the leader of Bullet Club, David Finlay.
Bullet Club Twink.
Well, he's the leader of the War Dogs. Is he member of leader of Bullet Club proper?
I mean, technically,
I guess. Okay.
I don't like it either, but like
David Finlay, yes, son of Fit Finlay.
Mm-hmm. Brother to what's the other Finlay's name?
For $1 million, I could not tell you.
Oh,
I think Brody,
Arch Ferdinand. Yeah. I don't know.
I think it might be Brody or something like that. Something
Brogdon.
Sure, we're just making up names now. But
I watch NXT.
I mean, I don't think he's been on TV yet.
I think he's on Level Up.
Maybe Level Up or something like that. But who's watching that? Anyway, this dude, they're trying to make him a big thing, but he is perpetually
bad,
pushing himself away from the main event and titles and all kinds of shit like that because he's stupid.
He is. We have Jay White at home.
He's just white, no Jay.
Yeah. Next up, we have Ren Narita.
Now, for those who don't know, Ren Narita had one of the most interesting arcs in New Japan. So he comes in as a young boy. Then he's like, I want to go move to LA to train under Shibata, AEW's Katsuyori Shibata, when he ran the LA dojo. And he all the makings of being Shibata Jr. That was his like moniker basically. He wore the kick pads, the black trunks, and everything.
Looked like him.
That's what he's basically Shibata Jr. Comes back from excursion. Now he's in a trio with Minoru Suzuki and El Desperado as Strong Style. They win the 6-man titles. Now he's going to train under Suzuki. So now you think, all right, he's just going to be the most badass motherfucker ever, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to join Cock Torture. I'm going to join the House of Torture stable. I'm going to be spooky because fuck you.
You know, I thought it was kind of good in practice or whatever, because like me and Cass talked about it before when we was doing some of these recordings and whatnot. I thought House of Torture was pivoting pretty well. I mean, they got Show in there, they got Ren Narita, you know, they got young talent that I think somewhat of this change to fit into the stable kind of suited them better. But now it's just kind of like, meh. They're doing the same shit over and over again. There's no progression. There's no change to where you, like how you said, he went with Shibata and he freaking started to level up there. He went as far as with Shibata as he could go. Then he went to a new teacher, Minoru Suzuki, went as far as he can go with Minoru. And then like, you think he would go on his own, but he would go backwards with Evil in him. Weird shit.
Indeed. And the final member of B Block currently representing AEW
and DDT
is Konosuke Takeshita,
Don Callis family member.
This here I teased this with you guys about a week ago that I had a very hot take with Takeshita. My favorite part of him being in this tournament means we get the New Japan Pro Wrestling return, I hope, of Don Callis.
I hope he stays stateside and never shows his face in Japan or
Don Callis back on the announce desk, please.
I think not.
So I'm guessing we don't like that.
I like that.
Wow, the guy who owns a Chase Owens shirt is cool with the guy with allegations. Wow, shocker!
Ooh.
Wow.
I think everybody in wrestling has allegations.
This
right?
episode is going poorly for me.
I'm sorry. You should have told me you owned that shirt. You did it to yourself.
Yeah, I tend to do that. But yeah, no, this was the one that shocked me the most. I didn't really expect anybody from AEW in the tournament this year, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people maybe thought, oh, Claudio or Brian somehow.
Yeah, that's what we wanted. But I mean, I'm not mad at this choice either, because like we get matches like Yota Tsuji versus Takeshita. I mean, that's gonna be fucking bonkers.
and that's night one.
Yeah, which you assume Kunosi is gonna win that.
I think there's a very good chance that Takeshita's there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, they like to do that with their outside big names, like when Moxley ran it until Yano ruined it for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which means I can't wait until Jake Lee's in the final.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like a thing, not to spoil so much of a tournament for somebody. Is just
because we'll go over a lot of this later too.
Yeah, but they get a star in there and just shenanigans ensue. But that's it for the block proper. But you got some qualifying matches,
yes,
right?
we do still have the B block play-ins, including New Japan President Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Boo! Don't like that.
Kind of nuts.
I love it.
Kind of nuts that one of the biggest names of all time is in the tournament proper.
Because I don't believe Tanahashi makes it to this tournament. I don't think
so, and I don't think he should.
No, I think he's going to put somebody over big to put him into that last spot, and it's going to be great.
I hope so. You think that would be the hope, but I mean, veteran talent has steered us wrong plenty of times before.
Yeah, but I believe in President Tanahashi. Tanahashi 2024.
Oh, you said you believe, so
close enough. Also, currently in the play-in tournament, Toru Yano,
Chaos Legend, comedy wrestler, trying to shill a DVD, even though no one uses DVDs anymore.
And I think, as of this recording, Toru Yano is
he's eliminated. Yeah.
Yes. For the first time in what was it?
10 years?
15? It was like 15 years or something like first time since 2000. That's what it was. First time since 2007. We will have a G1 without Toru Yano.
Well, you have to count how many of those years he was a comedy wrestler.
And that was another thing that interested me as well. We might do that once we get to our C block and cover our history lesson or whatever that I got. But like, I don't know Toru Yano other than Comedy Goon. And you've both told me that he used to be a serious wrestler, and I'm interested to see what that looks like. Also, I mean, same thing could be said for Santino Marella. We know him famously as a comedy goon, but he used to be a serious wrestler.
I mean, did you see him on Bloodsport this weekend?
This weekend exactly. He was a serious wrestler.
That was so funny. Sakuraba, like, let's do comedy wrestling. And Santino's like, no. And then Sakuraba chokes his ass out.
Yeah, it's pretty wonderful. The last of the technically young lion class in the G1 this year, Bolton Oleg.
Olympic wrestler, 6-man champion already.
Twice.
Yeah.
He seems to be a favorite of President Tanahashi.
Which is why he has the bye to face Oleg now. He's
interesting. He's definitely not there yet, but he's got potential to be something a little bit different than what you're used to in the company.
Yeah, for real. And then they got the two big white guys that they just sent off on an excursion not too long ago. I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
I remember their names. The big tall guy, and
Oscar Lube, and then the other one I can't remember offhand.
Word.
The last couple guys in the play-in, Satoshi Kojima, current MLW heavyweight champion, I believe,
and tag champion.
Okay.
He's a double hitter.
Indeed.
Recent
one of your favorites, Will.
Recent All Japan Triple Crown champion as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, highly decorated over the years.
Yeah, a lot of veterans in the buy-in qualifier.
Yes. Also in it, one of my personal favorites, Taichi.
Who I'm shocked didn't make it.
Well, he has a bye. We'll see how this works out because I don't think TJP and Kojima went up against each other yet, right? Or has that happened?
Correct.
I think it has.
I don't remember. I'd have to look. But like you just said, the last entrant in the tournament, TJP.
Winner of the Cruiserweight Classic, formerly Suicide.
Yeah, I bet sometimes he wish he might have committed to the character, but
that might be other people's wish for him, but I don't know that he switched that.
Yeah, me. Anyways,
but yeah, those are your entrants in the G1 this year. I don't know about you guys. I really like the way they set this up this year. I think the play-in tournament's interesting, and also doing it with just 2 blocks of 20 has cut out so much of the fat from the last couple of years.
Right. We should put into context for those who don't know. Last year had 4 blocks with 8 guys per block. So it got real bloated.
It was a very long certain blocks tournament.
Because I think C block exclusively was like all the giant people fighting each other or something. Yeah. So it's like Lance Archer, freaking Jeff Cobb, and just like all the giant people that they had just fighting there.
Yep, and then 1 block was all the young guys in Sonata.
Which, that was an interesting tournament because like all the young guys fought each other right out the gate, and like it was draws that they went into and just like all kinds of stuff like that to kind of establish that like, hey, these are the guys that we're going to trust going forward. But then from there forward, they made a whole bunch of backward steps from that. So
yeah, except throwing them in draws doesn't push any of them forward, so it doesn't help. Yeah, so this year doing it, because I think we kind of expected 4 blocks again because that's what they'd kind of gotten in the habit of doing. But I love it being pared down to just these are the 20 guys who are going to vie for this, and they're just going to beat the shit out of each other with no Yano break in the middle.
Yeah, and this should make it easier viewing experience as well, since they don't have so many blocks that they had to try to cover.
And this makes it easier to keep track of even visually. But that is our introduction to G1. As far as predictions and stuff, we'll get into that in the next episode or so when we get a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And so we have the play-ins done as well.
Yeah, so we'll give you more of your G1 coverage as it unfolds and everything and as it progresses. But I think we spent a good lengthy amount of time speaking on the G1 and the tournament and all this inner workings. I think it's a good spot for us to take a break.
Indeed.
So once we come back, we'll talk about some other things, maybe some WWE crossover stuff and just what's happening as far as Forbidden Door and some of the other workings of New Japan. All that and more once we return from our break.
Didn't get all of it and want more of it? Support the show and sign up for the Patreon. For only $3 a month, you'll get exclusive access to Fatal 4 Podcast's Discord, where we hang out all week, chatting all things wrestling, video games, and who knows what. Plus, ad-free episodes of Didn't Get All of It and bonus content that you can't find anywhere else, like extra podcasts from the Fatal 4 and pilot episodes of new shows coming to the Fatal 4 Podcast Network. Your $3 goes a long way in helping keep the show going, so sign up today. That's patreon.com/Fatal4Pod.
And we're back. Thanks for staying along, folks. Now we're in the B block. Knock, knock. Who's there? It's the Forbidden Door, and it's wide open. It's Forbidden Door 2024. New Japan, AEW, and CMLL. 10 matches so far on this card? Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, the 10 matches on the card so far, and there is two participants pending on 2 different matches or whatever.
So we'll do a quick rundown of the card and we'll give our predictions, I suppose.
Yeah.
We'll knock them out real quick. I figure we'll start bottom to top.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That makes sense. All right. So in a trios match, the Learning Tree from AEW,
The bane of my goddamn existence.
The best match on the card, guys.
Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith take on Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata. Now, all of these guys are AEW talent, so this is very confusing, but it's on here.
I mean, you got Shibata, kind of, right?
You also have
Japanese.
You also have AEW legend, the Painmaker, Chris Jericho.
Oh, he should come out as the Painmaker.
He's absolutely going to.
He should not come out at all, unless it's for Pride Month. Then that's something different.
Don't tell his wife then.
So, like, all right, I got some stuff I want to get off my chest about this.
Chris Jericho, never.
Please do.
No, I hate the shit currently of Chris Jericho. I hate the shit out of Samoa Joe currently right now.
Yeah, yes.
But I got to say, out of these 2 trios, and it hurts me to say this, I think I like Samoa Joe's trio better.
Over the Brian Keith trio.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Keith's my dude, but like, I think
former B-Rob Wrestler of the Year, Brian Keith.
But if Joe's team wins, I bet Hook gets a towel. Brian Keith doesn't get a towel if he wins.
No.
Well, Brian Keith already has a poncho.
I think I want a towel.
Which he has not been wearing since he's been under the Learning Tree or whatever. So
the tree keeps him dry.
Yeah.
Okay, so who do we have winning this?
It's got to be Learning Tree. I feel like that they've gotten the shit end of a couple interactions lately.
Mm-hmm. And
like
also, Chris Jericho is on their team, so they have like +3 whatever win powers or something.
Correct. It's probably gonna be Learning Tree, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I could probably see this feud going on after Beyond this, though.
Oh,
I don't want that though.
Yeah, well,
Please,
you know how these go. In our next match, the men's Owen Hart Cup tournament first round match, the American Dragon Bryan Danielson versus the Dragon Shingo Takagi.
This is gonna rule.
I am all in on this.
These 2 faced formerly in Dragon Gate, USA, property of WWE. This is going to be very interesting. Danielson's retirement tour of I want to face all of the best in the world.
Mm-hmm. And Shingo Takagi being one of those on that list.
See, now
and, I thought it was also shocking to me that he was in this tournament to begin with.
Yeah,
so that was like a cool thing.
Yeah, especially was he on last year's Forbidden Door?
What was he part of the? Yeah, with the Sing team.
No, that was the year prior.
Was it the year before?
No, yeah, because
I think you're right.
Yeah, well, Sting over Nobles was with Naito.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. But Shingo Takagi, like we said earlier, winner of just about all of New Japan's titles, and he's like, bar none, one of the best people they have on their roster.
Yeah, like one of the few guys who you can absolutely count on to put on a banger match every time he's out there, and he's in the ring with a guy who's still maybe the best in the business.
Yeah,
I mean, this has every opportunity to steal the show very early on.
And card placement, I hope is not as far as what we're reading off of Wikipedia, but like
I can absolutely see this opening and getting the crowd.
Yeah, I was about to say you start the show with this match or whatever. And since we're talking about this match, what do you gentlemen have as a winner?
Oh, Brian. It has to be.
It's Brian, but Jeff Jarrett should win the whole tournament.
Because he cut a good heartfelt promo, huh? Everybody is on that train, huh? You want him in Wembley main eventing for the fucking world title, right?
You damn right. TNA wins again.
I do think Brian and Jarrett is the final. I think it makes a lot of sense.
No, it's probably it's Hanger. It's Hanger.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ! That makes.
We'll
so
talk
much
about that
sense.
on the show proper.
Yeah.
That's your territory. Sorry, we don't talk gaijin.
According to Kevin Kelly, that's a bad word.
Well, Kevin Kelly can eat my ass. Anyways, next match, in one of the weirdest matches of all time, universe mode randomized bullshit. MJF returns to his hometown to take on Gates of Agony ally Hechicero from CMLL.
Wow.
So
never would have thought.
for those who maybe don't watch the week to week or don't even watch Lucha, Hechicero is maybe top 5 technical wrestlers in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
He just had a match with Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, he made him tap.
Shit. Exactly. Zack Sabre Jr. of all people.
MJF tends to wrestle like a 1980s WWF house show wrestler.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know how this match is going to go.
It's either going to be weird as shit or it's going to be really good, and there's no in between.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So who are we hedging our bets?
It's MJF.
Yeah. That's not even a question. There's not a chance in hell.
I mean, you don't want to hedge your bets on Hechicero.
I love Hechicero. Don't get me wrong.
Listen, the Discord will be full of people who are cheering for Hechicero, and they will all be disappointed.
I love my thick wizard, man.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of thick, in a singles match for the NJPW World Television Champion, Jeff Cobb is defending against a unknown opponent.
Yes, there was nothing to allude to who it was, right? I just
there really hasn't been any hinting that I've.
If I were to guess, name who could take a loss, it's Claudio.
That I could see that'd be a hell of a match too.
Yeah,
I can see Claudio. I could see them putting him up against a heel, somebody like Trent. That wouldn't shock me either.
Too bad Hobbs is injured. Hobbs would have been fun.
That would have been very good. Oh, what if it's Brian Cage?
That'd
be kind of cool too.
It could be, especially because if for those you don't know, the New Japan World TV Championship has a 15-minute stipulation to it. So regardless of who it is, it's guaranteed to be more of a kind of a sprint than anything else. You're not going to get a 25-minute slog out of this match.
I have a weirdo pick.
Okay.
Kyle Fletcher.
Oh, I wouldn't hate that.
United Empire Boys.
That'd be interesting. I could get behind that. That'd be a good match.
So that would be TV champ versus TV champ.
That too.
Oh, that's a novel idea that we should have run.
Cobb is also a former Ring of Honor TV champ.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. We got a lot of meat there, little lineage and lore.
Indeed.
Cool. But I'm gonna lean on Cobb for this one.
I feel like Cobb feels like the easy pick.
Yeah, they're not moving the TV title onto an AEW guy.
Well, but then again, we said something about their world title as well, which is currently on the AEW guy.
Speaking of the world title, which I botched, who was the champion earlier, Jon Moxley is defending against Tetsuya Naito.
Yeah. So when I look at this, it seems like an easy slam dunk to put the title back on Naito. Because ultimately, in my perfect world, it'll be Naito versus Yota Tsuji at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yes. Sorry, it's quick tangent. Did anyone here watch Bloodsport?
I saw the highlights.
I seen the highlights. I didn't watch.
You all saw the clip of Josh Barnett big swinging Jon Moxley into the fucking pole. Yes. That shit ruled.
Because they're both lunatics.
Yes.
But people especially are like, I want Dean Ambrose back.
Yeah, especially when Josh Barnett is not taking all the mad stuff. He's just giving it out.
Mm-hmm.
What a beast.
But yeah, currently, for I believe the first time since this version of the G1's been going on, right now there is no IWGP champion in the G1. Whereas the champion is almost always in the tournament.
Yeah.
Because Jon Moxley is not among those names, you almost have to figure Naito's winning this. Otherwise, Jon Moxley's holding that belt till January.
Well, there's also he has another defense before January.
Yeah. Also, the question that I have is, well, I think I know the answer, but I want y'all to verify. If the IWGP World Champion or champion wins the G1, do they get to pick their opponent, or how does that work?
Yes. Yeah, they choose their opponent. Yes.
Oh. So picking young lions, gotcha.
We'll see. Sure, theoretically you should do that. If it were me, I'm picking Yano.
Guy like me is picking someone retired.
Mm-hmm. I'm picking red shoes.
Yeah, why not? But I mean, I assume we're all thinking Naito takes this.
Yeah, Naito take it back.
Naito, yeah. In a unique
special
showdown.
exhibition match.
Yeah, you could say that. Zack Sabre Jr. taking on Orange Cassidy.
Mm-hmm. I think Zack needs to win. He needs some momentum going back. You know, he's just came off a submission loss of all things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he needs some comeback.
Yeah, I am unabashedly a huge Zack Sabre Jr. fan.
Mm-hmm.
I could watch that man wrestle for hours at a time and not be bored. And this kind of the same could be said for Orange Cassidy. I can watch that shtick all day and not get bored of it because he's so good at it. And he's also, you know, like Zack Sabre Jr. said in that promo, Orange Cassidy is a legitimately world-class wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And has been for a number of years. He's just had the gimmick where people haven't given him his flowers so much, at least until recently. But I mean, I think this is going to be this is another match that has steal the show potential.
I mean, like Ospreay and Orange Cassidy 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Word.
But I also would say Zack will take this one.
Yeah, I mean, it makes the most sense of the two. Orange Cassidy's at that point where he can keep losing, and it doesn't hurt him.
You know what? It's going to be funny. I'm giving you all these predictions now, and we're going to talk about this on the show proper, and I'm going to forget everything that I said.
Watch you just pick against all of them.
Opposite of everything that I picked now.
Yeah, either way, you're right.
Yeah, so stay tuned. This is how we stay tuned. This is how we double book the shows. Also Zack Sabre Jr.
Now, for the AEW Women's title and potentially the bosom of Mariah May, Timeless Toni Storm takes on Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah, Mariah May will be at ringside in support of both participants. That's
now is she going to do She going to have a half and half outfit on? You think?
I bet she does. That's actually a good idea. I like that.
Do some Chelsea type deal.
But this is the first pay-per-view featuring, especially the first featuring Forbidden Door, finally featuring Stardom wrestlers. Or at least one so far. I'm hoping that there's at least one more Stardom match added, like to the pre-show or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Mina Shirakawa has been on a tear lately.
Yeah.
Both with AEW and Stardom. So this is going to be I've said it. This is the third time now. This also has steal the show potential. This is going to be very, very good. Like, I know people were wowed like with Mina's Dynamite matches and things like that. But if they actually give them some time on a pay-per-view, this could be just excellent match.
You know what gives it an extra star? If Tony Khan shills out and pays for Mina to come out to Danza Kuro.
I don't know what that is.
Am I saying that? It's that Spanish song.
Yeah.
You gonna make me sing it?
Okay, I should have hit Shazam when you did that so I can get it. But
it's at the end of Fast Five.
Oh, okay. I got you.
That's her music in Stardom.
Oh, word.
That isn't.
All right. We're getting off the rails.
I never put that together. That was in that movie. That's interesting. Okay, but and I think Tony and Mariah have been doing some great work with this storyline too. And they're also having I believe it's a trios match on Dynamite this week, right?
Yeah, against Harley J, Saraya, and
the new Outcast,
Anna Jay.
Anna Jay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's obvious Tony wins this match.
Right, because because the end game is Mariah, Tony, and all in.
Of course.
Yeah. But I think there's going to be some really good false finishes in it, and I have high hopes for this one.
I know, and I think they're cordial now as far as when it comes to the 6-person tag here Wednesday. I believe that's when the rift starts to make for a more fierce competition at the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Tony keeps it. And then a match that I'm salivating for, Will, hit us up. Let me know what's next.
Winner takes all for both the AEW TBS Championship and the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. Mercedes Moné takes on Stephanie Vaquer.
Boy. So I have in recent months just come across Stephanie, and me and Cass talked about it or whatever, but like she's another one of my boo things or whatever. I mean, I like everything about her, boy. It's just her presence, her in-ring acumen, just everything. I think she is like at the top where she needs to be. And I would not be mad, and I'm not giving my prediction right now, if she won all these titles.
I would be a little mad just because we've put so much behind Mercedes.
Yeah, but like,
I also am very high on Stephanie Vaquer. She's been excellent as the strong women's champion. I was surprised that they put both belts on the line in this match. That surprised me a lot.
Well, I mean, I think I spoke about this before or whatever. I mean, New Japan has said that all the strong titles will be landlocked to the U.S., correct?
Yes.
Moving forward. So to me, in my mind, this makes sense to put it on Mercedes, which now I can reveal that's my pick, because she is an American wrestler. And Stephanie may have some visa issues or some issues getting back and forth defending a title that is landlocked in the U.S.
Yeah, there's potential for that. Depends on how good she's CMLL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
But Mercedes is CEO.
And listen, for all the hate that a lot of people were giving her, especially before she debuted last month, she's been pretty damn good. The Willow match was great. She's proven that she can work.
But that's the thing, that I don't think there was ever too many doubts about her in-ring acumen. It's just everything else around her or whatever.
Yeah, but I think it's starting to come around now. I think it was weird when she wasn't wrestling, but I think she's starting to really come into it. And this is another one. I have no doubt it's going to be a great match. Yeah, and Mercedes Steph. I cannot imagine a world in which they put over Stephanie Vaquer in this match. It'd be interesting, but I don't know if it would make a lot of sense business wise especially because she's being pushed as the face of TBS.
Yeah. What you got, Will?
CEO. That's really it.
Yes. Okay.
Y'all said enough. The sentiment's shared.
Very well.
I'm just doing the little sexy dance.
Yeah, you got to do the waterfalls.
What?
The waterfall dance.
You let it rain and clear it out.
Okay, for some reason
let it rain, clear it out.
For some reason, when you said that, I thought like when she's on the apron and she does that little shake, I thought that was the water. Never mind. Anyway,
next match
for the vacant TNT Championship, ladder match. Konosuke Takeshita, Ring of Honor champion.
Me mispronouncing shit.
Ring of Honor champion Mark Briscoe, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, Dante Martin, Leo Rush, and a to-be-determined member.
First off, I think you mean the scapegoat Jack Perry.
Same shit.
No, the scapegoat's better.
So it's like, to me, it's wild to have a world champion in this ladder match for the TNT title.
Well, it just proves how important our match is.
Yeah,
exactly. There you go. You took the words right out of my mouth.
I feel like it has to be Jack Perry.
Yeah,
I think that'd make the most sense. I do think is Leo Rushbeat in this is interesting. I didn't expect that, and apparently he's allegedly supposed to be doing more work with AEW.
Good for him.
Yeah, we'll see how that.
As long as he doesn't do that spooky bullshit.
Oh, the Black Heart.
Yeah, I hate it. It's dumb. It's awful.
You don't like the moth mask?
No.
Come on, man. Let him be the Black Heart within the House of Black. Take Buddy's spot.
I wouldn't hate that, honestly.
Or it can be a program. It'd be like, oh, bitch, you spit mist in my eyes, but joke's on you. I got mist in my little bag here. I drink it all the time.
Yeah. I will say with Takeshita in this makes it a little interesting because he is
in the G1.
Going into the G1. But I can't imagine him winning it and then taking that title away for a month.
Right.
Also, this match is going to be watch Dante Martin almost break a bone again.
Yeah, and they even talked about that, I think, on either Rampage or Collision.
It was Collision.
Yeah. So he even referenced that or whatever, but he said he's gonna show up and show out.
Yeah. And do we have any predictions for the final man in this match?
Mystico.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, that makes sense. This is a 20-year anniversary or some shit, right? 25, 20, 25?
20.
Yeah. Yeah, so they just had a big celebration for him and everything. So that would be a good spot.
Yeah, I don't hate that guess. I had a theory. I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was the first Forbidden Door. They had a multi-man match with that Ishii was supposed to be in, and he got hurt like the week before.
You put Ishii in a ladder match?
No, God, no. But if you remember, I think it was Clark Connors that they put in for him.
Yes, it was the global the international title. Four-way.
Yes.
The All Atlantic. I couldn't think of the original name.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, All Atlantic. And he really showed out in a way that he hadn't before on that show. Like he felt like he had something to prove. And I was thinking, I would love if they put one of the New Japan young guys in this with them, like somebody like a Yu.
Wasn't Gabe Kidd in the US?
Oh yeah, I'm not sure, but like if
he was teaming with Roddy, he was teaming with Roddy, I think, the other night.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, if you're gonna go that route, we want to pull young guys. I mean, put Drilla Mahoney in there.
I wouldn't hate Drilla either. Just somebody, one of the younger guys that that really hasn't been a match that give them a chance to do something in front of a different audience, see what they've got. I felt like that match.
Kojima.
Listen, as much as I love Kojima, I don't want to see him in a ladder match.
Yeah, we don't want any bread all over the ring.
We don't want Tenzan in there trying to climb a ladder with that.
Oh, that'd be sick! Imagine him like doing the Mongolian chops trying to climb a ladder.
He looks like every rung down.
He looks like a Price is Right game, just like chop by chop.
Oh no.
God! But yeah, but
predictions.
I think Jack Perry makes
it's Jack Perry.
Yes, we all in unison or whatever. I don't think we had too many different. No,
we really haven't.
No, shout out CM Punk though.
What? I don't care.
Let's not do that.
And then the main event for the world title, Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay
for the AEW World Championship. This is going to be a wild match. So this is where we get two different people here or whatever. We're going to have a Will Ospreay, just kind of baby facing it up and everything, doing all the like bright and shiny new toy shenanigans here. And if this is what is set up for later on down the road or whatever, we're going to have a totally different Will Ospreay by Wembley. It's going to be crazy how much change has come.
Yeah, I do think, you're right. I think this is going to be Ospreay not doing everything possible to get the win because he's trying to not be that guy.
And because it's like, oh no, I'm not going to do the Tiger Driver, 90 or whatever the fuck.
We're 100% getting that spot.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't expect them to go with Swerve being as aggressive as he was on Dynamite. That surprised me a little.
Well, I guess because they need to heat it up a bit.
Yeah, because it did need some something extra for it. I don't think.
Yeah, because obviously when you have to do somewhat of a dynamic or whatever, you have to have somewhat of a face. You have to have somewhat of a heel. Ospreay is the face in this scenario, to where Swerve was like, I ain't got no fucking friends. And Nana is just like, what?
And then they led to one of the worst shirts of all time being created.
Oh yeah, less said about that shirt, the better. But I mean, I don't think there's any questioning the quality this match is going to have. I've said that I think there are like 3 or 4 matches that could potentially steal the show. They're all going to have to work their asses off to steal it from this one, because I can't imagine this thing being anything but great.
For real. So, I mean, that's more or less the card and everything. You got some predictions here, and I'm pretty sure we'll talk about it on didn't get all of it later on this week and whatnot. But this is not the only crossover stuff that's going on right now. I mean,
that's right. We have the prohibited portal.
Yeah, we see stuff we're here with AEW, CMLL, and New Japan. But there is some workings behind the scenes with, well, not so much behind the scenes anymore, because they made a fucking announcement with WWE and Pro Wrestling Noah, and also WWE and how do you pronounce it? Marigold?
Marigold, just like the flower. Marigold. Yeah, Marigold.
Marigold. Okay. So, I mean, there's some major matches coming up here. We have Marufuji versus AJ Styles. I mean, that was cool because I watched a little bit of that show. I think it was the same one where Gabe Kidd took on Kaito Kiyomiya, and just mid freaking show, AJ Styles appears on that Summer Jam screen and shit, and he challenges Marufuji to a match. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that shit.
Yeah, this is not the first time Noah's worked with WWE.
No,
they let Shinsuke Nakamura come over for Keiji Muto's retirement earlier.
Yes, which that was wild to see. He stole the mist right out of the man's mouth. Nasty shit.
I don't know,
especially post COVID.
To each your own. But I mean, that is absolutely not. When they said that there was a major announcement between WWE and Noah, this was not anywhere near on the ballpark for me. I didn't see that whatsoever.
I thought there was going to be like a presser or something, like a little tweet or some shit, a Facebook post or some shit like that or whatever. Yeah. But nah.
Maybe they're sending Nathan Frazier back over.
No! Let's not do that.
But yeah, the interesting about it is it's not like neither of these guys are in their prime anymore.
No, tell them about Marufuji.
And the last time Marufuji had a Big Dream match, it went pretty horribly with Kota Ibushi.
But is that to his?
No, that's more to Kota Ibushi's a lunatic. But I'm very interested in what this match will be. Because
you speak about not in their prime. I think AJ Styles is more in his prime now than he has ever been. I mean, obviously he's wrestling an older veteran style, but like this dude, he doesn't fuck up. He doesn't miss. He still puts on good matches.
Yeah.
But I can't really speak to Marufuji or whatever because I'm not, I don't know too much about his background and matches and everything. I know the name, I know the face, but I don't know about how he performs.
Yeah.
Past or present.
Yeah. Well, you've probably seen Marufuji most recently.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm interested to see what that looks like. And also on the Marigold front or whatever, this is a company that spawned from a departure from Stardom, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So who's the head of this company again?
Rasi Agawa is the owner of Marigold, who's a former president of Stardom. And yeah, he took some of the top stars and got the hell out of Stardom, and looks like they're going to be a nice feeder system for WWE, from what we can tell.
Mm-hmm.
And they're putting on some very interesting matches.
Do tell.
We have right now Hurt, but apparently going to be okay by the time we get there. We have Julia taking on Sarai, formerly NXT's Sarai, which is going to be a crazy match because those two are just world-class wrestlers.
So we talk about the WWE crossover or whatever, like you saying, Sarai, it was formerly employed by WWE and whatnot, and seemingly is kind of like working with them again because the word on the street was that Julia was either signed or going to NXT, which is evident by her presence at their last PLE, right?
I think it was two PLEs ago. I think it was
two PLEs ago.
Yeah, but so she's on her way in. Sarai is coming out, and that'll be a very interesting matchup just because of the talent of those two. The other one we have is probably the one that you're going to be the most excited about.
Oh, yes.
Is Utami Hayashishita, who is probably your favorite of the Joshi performers right now.
Is one of my other boo things.
Is taking on someone who is pretty much Utami's idol, and it's a match that she's wanted for a very long time in Io Sky.
Yeah, this is also Noah's favorite, Io Sky.
Mm-hmm. This is Io's, I believe it's her first time wrestling back in Japan since she left. As far as I can remember, they might have had a WWE tour where she was there, but I don't remember. But as far as wrestling in any other promotion, this is her first time outside of WWE since she left Stardom.
Yeah, so Utami, oh my God. I mean, it's the same thing that I said for Stephanie or whatever. I mean, she has it. I mean, just what Austin would say, wink, wink, is she has the aura.
Aura.
Yes. So, I mean, she just, the look, the in-ring IQ, just everything about her, I thoroughly enjoy or whatever. From day one, I was just like, oh, she the shit.
Yeah,
I'm surprised there wasn't a play for her for WWE, but then again, here we are.
I think it's just because of how young she is. I think she's going to be there within the next couple of years. That I don't think there's a lot of doubt that once Marigold gets up and running and they start making some more people, I think Utami's headed to WWE as quickly as they can get her there, because she, like you said, she's got it. She's got size. She has the total package of what they want in a star.
Mm-hmm. And a question that I have for the both of you, as far as Marigold goes or whatever, I mean, what do you see it? How do you see it being different from Stardom or whatever? Seeing that they had the former, head now running this company.
We're gonna hire more children.
Yeah.
I mean, Stardom is weird with children anyway. They got a title is where they had to be like 15 years or 2 years experience, right?
Yes. There's going to be a lot of changes in Stardom now that Rossi's gone, including, I doubt we're going to have many 13 and 14-year-olds on the roster anymore. I would like to think Miracle's not going to be that if they're going to be partnered with WWE. As far as the differences as far as match quality, I think they're going to be pretty on the level for the most part, especially with the main events, because of the number of people they took with them and just who they are in general. As far as just the show, because this is going to be on their first big show. They've had a couple small shows so far that, I mean, they basically run like a Stardom show. But I think this is going to be the big thing that they're going to have over Stardom, is that WWE
is backing them, kind of
backing. Yeah. So I think that's going to help them promote things a lot.
So
in a way that Stardom doesn't have over here yet.
So like this would be, if you're listening to this right now, a good jumping on point if you are interested in Marigold or whatever, because I mean, they've only ran like maybe 3 or 4 different shows and everything. And then they got their first big show coming up, like Kaz was saying. And like, the build up for Julia and Cherie is like, at this last show, I seen a clip of it or whatever. Julia was there saying that I'm gonna be good by the show. And like, I miss wrestling so much right now. Could you slap me in the face to get me motivated? So it's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, if you wanted a solid, nothing before this has happened, I don't need to know anything about the past.
Yeah.
Place to start.
This is a good place to start.
Marigold's not a bad place to start. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because the lore is starting here.
Yeah, very much so. Do we have anything else as far as the crossover stuff's concerned?
No, I mean, I think that's pretty much on the block right now, or whatever. I mean, it's wild. Here we are now that WWE is kind of branching out like how they did here. I mean, it was already mind-blowing to have the Knockouts champion show up in the Royal Rumble. And I'm not talking about Jordan Grace most recently, which that was still a shock, but fucking Mickie James.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was just like, all right, yeah. I mean, granted, I mean, she's a veteran. She's been in their system longer than anywhere else, more or less. But like, all right, that was cool. But to have Jordan Grace and then Joe Hendry and all this other stuff happening and whatnot, Kazarian, yeah, interesting times in professional wrestling as a whole. And I'm just interested to see what all these crossovers look like across all the companies.
Very much so. I agree.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we got covered for this block here. We're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to wrap up the show, and we're going to talk about my homework assignment that I had with some classic Japanese wrestling and whatnot. So stay tuned for that and more right after the break.
And we're back for our final segment this week. B-Rob, Will gave you some homework. Will, why don't you tell us about what you decided B-Rob and I needed to watch this week?
So basically, the other day in the main Discord, B-Rob has been collecting an extensive library of every single pro wrestling game. Now, I noticed one of them had a specific legend on it. Junichiro Tenryu on the box. Now, being the gatekeeping asshole I am before this podcast was even an idea, I said, B-Rob, name me 5 Tenryu matches. And he said, make me a list. So I did. And I took a range of matches, some better than others. Mm-hmm. And we sat down and we watched 5 Tenryu matches. So, B-Rob, with that said, who is Tenryu?
He is a man, a manly man. Founder of what was that? War wrestling, or whatever. So that's like wrestling and romance.
Yes.
And I only knew him prior to this because he was a face on one of the pro wrestling games that I was collecting and whatnot. I mean, I knew of him by name only and, you know, somewhat face, but I didn't know anything about his background, any of his history in professional wrestling and whatnot. And some of these iconic matches that we delved down the rabbit hole on, which was provided to us by Will here.
So for the listeners who may not know him, you may remember him from his spots in the WWF. Mm-hmm. He wrestled on WrestleMania, better Roman numerals 7, where he teamed with Koji Kaito against Demolition. He also was in the 93 and 94 Rumbles. And then he was also evil foreign mercenary for Yokozuna.
Word.
So you remember him for that. But for those who followed wrestling, Japanese wrestling, Tenryu was a sumo wrestler. That was his ranking in sumo. That's where he gets the name Tenryu from. His real name is Junichiro Shimada.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Sorry for breaking that for you. Kind of like how Yokozuna is not really his name.
Man.
Yeah. So he was scouted by Baba back in the 1970s, and then he went to Texas to go train under the Funks. So he did a big excursion in the U.S., and then finally came back to Japan did a lot of stuff for All Japan, did stuff with Wrestling Romance, as we mentioned earlier, and did just basically was an all-around freelancer for the most of his career. I think he did some stuff with Noah too in later years. Then he decided to recently retire back in 2015, and he had a match against Okada, which not a great match.
No, it was not.
Yeah,
but
that was part of the homework this week.
Yes, that was one of the matches in the homework. But specifically, there's a spot that I made sure they had to watch where Tenryu was famous for his power bomb.
Yes.
Mind you, Tenryu is, how old is he now? He's 74. So this was 9 years ago. So he was the prime age of 65. And he drops Okada straight on his neck.
Yeah.
And this, as for context, is an Okada who was in his prime run as the champion for New Japan at the time.
This match was named Tokyo Sports Match of the Year, by the way.
What
the fuck it was?
How? I don't understand that. Was it an honor thing? Was it as like
I would
honor their veterans different?
I would assume. Because I think the Chono Muda match from last year won last year's too.
Yeah, it did. I remember that now. Yeah. So only take the Wrestling Observer seriously.
Yes, only take Dave Meltzer seriously. That's our flag that we're planting. So B-Rob, what did you enjoy, if anything, about Tenryu?
So I mean, I don't know. It's just like from the list of 5 matches that you gave me or whatever. I mean, obviously he had a long storied career or whatever, as evident from the last match we watched on the card with him versus Okada. But like just going through like the first match you gave me was him with versus Antonio Inoki.
Yes.
The style then for New Japan was just like, you know, real. They went for realism. Yeah, yes. They went for realism. So it was like, yeah, it was a lot of legit looking shit or whatever, which was kind of jarring for me because like when I think of professional wrestling, you know, drop kicks, drop downs, you know, reversals, and just the general wrestling that you would see today, which that was not. It was just like, it seemed like a MMA fight with pro wrestling Fortnite skin on it.
Sure.
You know, but
does that style tickle your fancy at all?
Maybe if I was exposed to it a little bit more. I mean, this match in particular, I didn't enjoy too much, but I'm not going to poo-poo on the style as a whole. I might just need to see more of it, or maybe some better matches than this, you know? And I think it was kind of the same thing with the Hashimoto match or whatever too. They didn't really delve too much into pro wrestling style either. It was kind of more like of what it was with the Inoki match. But when he went up against Jumbo there, that's kind of where it went. Yeah, that's kind of when they went into the traditional pro wrestling style and everything or whatever. So I kind of enjoyed that. It was a stark contrast compared to the 2 matches previous, but it was a more up tempo and everything. You got to see him be mobile and move around and do some shit or whatever, which I kind of liked. And like the style for the time to where we have super kicks as like a staple move in people's basic offense, to where then it was like the enziguri,
right,
and the uranagi and everything. So like it was cool to see how times have changed or whatever. So I did enjoy that match out of the 3 thus far in the list. And then we got the tag team match, which was just kind of like, I don't know what to call that.
That's fair. I mean, that was more just a, I guess, like showing how cool he was, like portrayed to like the War fan base.
Yeah, because it was kind of like,
you got more excited when Mr. Saito came out.
Yeah. Because like that's what it was. It was just like I wanted to see the people that like a lot of this, the Saito suplex. You know, I want to see the originator of this shit. Dude had a career so much so that they named a move after him. So I'm interested to dive down those rabbit holes with those people. But yeah, it was cool. Kind of like a faction versus a faction, a company versus a company type situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of cool in that aspect or whatever. But like I said, the match, besides the spectacle of him versus Okada, I think had to go with Jumbo
Tsuruta.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think that was probably my favorite match out of the 5.
Well, it's kind of an interesting thing that you bring up because you were talking a little bit to us before the show about the differences in the companies and things. You kind of got to see a pretty good example of that in the New Japan matches you watched with like Inoki and Hashimoto and that style versus the Tsuruta match, which was an all Japan match. So you basically got to see Strong Style versus King's Road right there.
Yeah,
I think that
now I'm interested to see him watching a Noah match.
Yeah. And maybe on a later episode or whatever, we can talk about the main and the big differences between a lot of the big 3 companies or just some of the sequences, the sub companies and everything. Because like my exposure to New Japan and Cash just told me that certain wrestlers get their own themed shows here and there or whatever. I just watched the Desperado Invitational, which was a themed show after him. He just won the Best of Super Juniors, so he got his own show, which, I mean, it was announced before then, but it, cherry on top if you can win the G1, the Best of Super Juniors on top of that. But also what made me realize how much of Japanese wrestling I was missing was an example when they gave Hiromu a show and he did the All-Star Junior Festival and everything. And I seen promotions I'd never heard of in the fucking dream. They had a goddamn ghost wrestling and shit, So it's like, yeah. So I'm interested in what Japan has to offer.
Yeah, there's ghosts. There's ghosts. There's pandas. There's
Hard Gay Razor Ramon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like the ghost one got
at
me.
Some point.
We're gonna get to some weird stuff.
For real.
Yeah, if there's anything you particularly want to hear us talk about, feel free to let us know.
If you want to hear me talk about Big Mouth Loud, I will talk about Big Mouth Loud.
I want to hear you talk about that.
Also, we'll definitely put the list of these matches up if you want to. We'll go watch them and see what we're talking about.
Maybe you can join us. We had an open room. We had some people join in, and it was quite fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might do more of that when we're doing our homework. Have you guys come and watch with us.
Yeah, and remember, the only way that you can do that is if you're part of our Patreon. So you can get exclusive access to our Discord to where we be, chatting it up with each other and watching some of these classic matches. And the way you can join our Patreon is by going to fatal4pod.com. That's FOUR-pod.com. Fatal4pod.com. You'll find our links to our Patreon and a lot of other ways that you can help support the show. And for $3 a month, you get access to that exclusive Discord, bonus content, and so much more. And like I said, I think the Discord itself on its own, access to that proper is well worth the price of admission. But I think that's all we got. We still have plenty to talk about, which was omitted from the show, but that's why we got other episodes to follow. And we hope that you join us. We haven't nailed down a date yet, but we'll keep you updated on the socials, and via didn't get all of it proper of when we're dropping our episodes and everything like that. So on behalf of myself and the man to my virtual left and the man on my virtual right, Cass and freaking Will, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Love you, Paul Griffin.
Love you, Paul Griffin.